Hello everyone, welcome back to the Wisconsin Greg Show. It's kind of drizzling, rainy out today, a little not very sunny out, so I couldn't really do much outside. I do got my crops all planted now. I finished them up this week, so I figured now would be a good time to give you a little quick tour of my little art studio slash office, I guess you'd call it. It's where I have fun with my art. Just kind of been growing eventually over the years. It's real small. I don't have much room. And I don't do art full time. It's just for fun. And it's just thought I'd give a little quick tour of how my little art studio is evolving and what it looks like, and some of the supplies and stuff that I have on hand. So I figured I'd go through here. I figured today'd be a good day, except for the lighting is going to be kind of horrible. But anyways, we'll manage and we'll get by, and hopefully we can get a halfway decent video out of here. So I'm just going to get behind the camera here, and I'll work my way around the room this way, come around, and I'll just show you what I got. And it's very small. The room is only 8.5 wide this way and 13 foot long this way. And half of it is an office, so there's not much room here. Very limited for room in here. It's a big farmhouse. My other rooms are all full of other stuff. I got too many hobbies, I guess. But anyways, I thought I'd come around here and give you a quick tour, so let's get going. Okay, I won't spend a whole lot of time on this area. This is the office area. I think most of you are more interested in my art stuff. But anyways, I'll just go over it quick. This is a little light I got. It's kind of cool though. I do like it. It makes a Harley Davidson sound when you turn it on. And you can turn the headlight on. I'll do it real quick here. Hopefully you can hear that. You can turn the headlight on. And then that quits after a couple seconds. I'll shut that off. That quits after a couple seconds. But anyway, that's kind of cool. I got my radio here that I listen to sometimes when I'm making some art over here. Got some programs for the computer. Most of them are print programs, like for business cards and greeting card or happy birthday cards and stuff like that. I got some books for coin collecting. I do that a little bit. Got a laminator, tape guns. Got my printer here. This is where if I do any live streams or go on any live stream shows, which I do occasionally do. I haven't done any personal live streams myself for a long time. I've only done 2 or 3 of them. But I do go on other people's shows on live streams once in a while. And I got the camera up here, and I can sit right here and do that. Sometimes I'll do it downstairs using my phone. Got the desk here. Don't use it a whole lot. Do mostly everything on my phone. But that's pretty much my desk. Computer and a screen and printer. I do use the printer a lot. So anyways, move over here and I'll show you, get started on the art stuff. Okay, this is a little area where I do my painting inside. When I paint inside, I do some outside painting too, also called plein air painting. I think that's a French term, just means painting outside. But this is where I do the inside painting. My main thing is I mostly do oil painting. I do all different stuff. I'll show you as I go along the other mediums that I use. I got these lights here. I do need more lights on the ceiling. I'm hoping to get some strip lighting eventually. But these light up this general area pretty well. It's supposed to be a natural lighting, so it's show you the natural color. It won't change the color of your, it won't look different to you. It'll give it to you naturally when you see it. It's got 4 different settings. 3, 4, and there's off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of them got 4. I got a little fan here, a USB fan that hooks up to my computer over here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me show it to you. Just hangs on there. I'll turn that on if I'm using any odorless paint thinner and stuff, and I usually crack the window open a little bit. Probably not the best setup, but it doesn't seem to bother me too much. I'm kind of used to that kind of stuff here around the farm and stuff. So this bench originally was, I built this years ago, I think probably when I was in high school. It was originally built to be a reloading stand for shotgun shells. I reloaded shells back then, kind of grew out of that. And I built this just recently around the outside edges to keep in the splatters. As you can see, there's some splatters on the edges. So I can get a little bit wild if I want to, and don't have to worry about getting it all over the floor, which is really nice. I really like that. Throw newspaper down here every once in a while. I'll wrap that up and put some new newspaper down. Let me bring you over here and I'll show you the paints that I use, the colors on my palette for oil painting. Bring the camera over here quick. First I want to show you the chair that I use. It's pretty nice. I like it. It's a Craftsman chair. I think it's more for like in a auto shop or whatever, but it's pretty nice, and use that to sit on. Pretty nice chair for sitting there and doing my art. I like that. One thing I do want to build in the near future in the corners, at least one corner, or it could be exchangeable, I just want to make it so it hangs on there. And then I want to build like a open box that'll hang there, and I can do some still life paintings. I can set stuff in there like apples or bananas or anything, set up a still life and paint right there, and change the lighting so I can get my shadows and stuff. Be pretty nice, I think. That's going to be one of the next things on my bucket list to do. Let me bring the camera over here and a little closer so I can show you the paint that I use. Okay, I noticed when I was reviewing the video I made, I didn't get the fan in frame there. There's a little fan there again that hooks to the USB on my computer. But anyways, we'll go back to the paint here. Actually, before I go to the paint, I'll show you a sticker I got here from Cheap Joe's, where I buy some of my art supplies, which I thought was pretty cool during the pandemic. It says art is essential. So that's pretty cool. The other sticker down there is from a local YouTuber from Janesville. It's a sticker that he sent to me. It's New Chummins is his channel. He's a metal detector and he does a lot of bottle collecting. He likes to collect old bottles that he finds in local landfills and dumps and stuff, old dumps found on farms and stuff. Really cool bottle collection he's got. So if you're ever in his neck of the woods, check out his channel. New Chummins, that is. And if any of you would like to have your stickers put on my YouTube video, just make sure to send them to my P.O. box. I have it in the About page, About Me. And I'd be happy to stick them on my art here, or maybe my farm equipment. You may never know. You never know where it may pop up. But anyways, I'd be happy to display it and give you a little bit of advertising. So anyways, if you want to do that, that's fine. So now we'll get back to looking at my paint here. So these are the main colors that I use right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And I'll start out. This is how I put them on my palette. This is titanium white. I got a big tube of that because I use a lot of titanium white. Everybody that oil paints uses a lot of white. Then titanium white, to me, it seems to be the most popular, what most people use. But that don't necessarily mean that you have to use that. That's just what most people use from my experience, from what I've seen. But everybody has their own preferences, and so far I've been happy with titanium white. The next one is called lemon yellow. All my paint is Winsor & Newton. It's an artist grade paint. It's a little expensive, but at least I know my art's going to last for a long time. Permanent Rose is the next one here. And the next one is, let me see if I can say, Blue Winsor. Number 706. Kind of doesn't want to focus there. There it is. And the next one that I have is Burnt Umber. And I can get just about every color you can think of, probably 90, I don't know, probably 95 to 97% of any color out there with just these colors. Once I got these two other colors, because if you can't get it with these, supposedly you can get to where you want to be with these. I haven't needed to use these yet, but I got them just in case I ever do. You'd probably use these on something really bright like a flower or something like that, which I may end up doing because I want to be painting some more flowers. I kind of like the idea of painting flowers, so hopefully we'll get into that this summer. The purplish color is called Windsor Violet, and then the other one is called Cadmium Scarlet, kind of a brighter orangish red, but I haven't needed to use them yet. These are my main colors right here. Another thing I've been experimenting with a little bit, I hope to do more experimenting with it, is this liquid impasto. You mix that with your paint and makes it really, really thick, so you can kind of put it on almost like icing, like frosting on a cake almost. That's another thing I've been doing. I got my paper towels there. I need to get a paper towel holder. That's another thing that I need to add to my art room here, my little studio. So that'll be one of the next things to be added here is a paper towel holder. So let me move this camera here and I'll be right back with you. Underneath my bench here is where I keep all my leather making supplies. That's another new hobby I've started this last year or two. So I'm keeping them all in a little, I got a little kind of a toolbox thing to keep everything in. There's my roll of leather on top of there. I keep that underneath the bench here. Just I needed a place to keep it and it turned out to be a good spot. I won't go through all that today, but eventually there might be some videos on leather, me making something out of leather on my channel. Very new at it, so anyways, that's another hobby of mine. There's my Harley Davidson clock. Every hour on the hour it makes a different Harley Davidson motor sound, so that's pretty cool. I got that a long time ago. It's still working. So on the right there over here is all my gesso for priming my wood panels, and for priming any of my panels before I start painting. Even my canvas boards and stuff like that, the cardboard and stuff, it's covered with canvas. Prime that. I use a primer on it. It's called GAC 100 Gold by Golden, and then I'll give it a couple coats of primer, brushing in both directions, and then a third coat. I've been recently mixing in pumice powder, which is in this bag right here. And then I got the idea of doing this from Michael Chamberlain in California. He's a pretty well-known painter and he does that, and I kind of like it. It gives it a nice texture and it makes it grippy, the brush, so it wants to come right off your brush, the paint. So I got some, here's my supplies. It's this little figure here. I did a video on that a while ago. That's one of my first pieces of art years ago. I made it at home with a welder. But anyways, that just is where he spends his, this is his home in the art studio. This is some stuff I've only used a couple times. This is a Bob Ross product. It's a liquid clear oil paint. It's a kind of to make your canvas more of a wet before you get started. I haven't really used that too much, only a couple times, because I've tried, one of my videos was trying to follow him, and that's what he recommended, so that's what I used. Here are some of the other stuff that I use with my oil painting. This is called Liquid Fine Detail. You mix that in there and it makes the paint flow real well. It's great for signing your names and real fine detail work and stuff like that. And it dries, it makes it dry quicker too. This is the one that I use the most, Liquid Original, and this makes I use this a lot. You go through this stuff quite a bit when you're an oil painter. Makes it dry quicker, so you can paint if you're painting in layers and stuff, you can get back to painting quicker. Otherwise, oil paint takes a really, really long time to dry. This really speeds it up considerably. And then you got to paint the fat over lean. So I use, my thing is refined linseed oil. I use that a lot. I've been using it in just a container, a little metal container, but I'm going to start using these things, I'm hoping, and see if they work any better. It's a little plastic bottle, and hopefully I can just drop drops out and count the drops, and as I go layer by layer, I can use more drops, and that way I make my paint more fatter, because you want a fatter consistency as you gain layers. So hopefully I can control my fat over lean that way a little bit better. These are the brushes I use to prime my panels, and little sandpaper to sand in between, or the final sanding sometimes, or before the final coat of the gesso, or anything. I use that on a lot of different things. These are just some spare brushes that I have. Foam brush in here and some other brushes. These are rosemary brushes. They're actually going to go in another set that I'm going to show you down here. The set came with some good brushes. I didn't think they'd be any good, but they're pretty decent brushes that it came with. So I'm going to wear them brushes out first, and then these rosemary ones are going to go in there. That's for my little pochette box that I use in the truck. That's why they're such short-handled. I'll show you that in a little bit. Some of you have already seen that. This is stuff you rub on your hands before you paint, kind of like a liquid glove. And then after you're done, it washes right off. I also have rubber gloves here if I need them. And I got soap here for cleaning the brushes. I tend to use just Dawn soap most of the time. I'm really happy with Dawn soap. Got my sunscreen here, so if I'm out painting outside, I do use that a lot. Go down to the next shelf here. This is really, really hard to videotape in here with the video with the tripod and lighting and stuff. It's because it's so small, there's not much room in here. I'm doing the best I can. So I already showed you the it's called pumice powder. I showed you that. That's on the final coat. I showed you these little plastic bottles that I'm going to start using for my oils and stuff, linseed oil. These are some new palette knives I bought, which I'm going to use with a impasto, liquid impasto, and they're all different shapes. I think they'll make some pretty cool artistic paintings with these. So I'm looking forward to trying these out. These are my normal palette knives, which I've had for some time and use them all the time. Just use a jar to keep them in. Turns out pretty good. These are my brushes that I use when I'm painting outside and in the studio. These are my big brushes. And these are rosemary brushes. The big one here is not. I think that's a makeup brush, if I remember right. But the rest, the black handled ones, are all rosemary brushes. And rosemary brushes are expensive, but I tell you what, they're really built well. I really like them. They're well worth the money, in my opinion. So I like this case too. This is the case I got. I got a big case like this for my big brushes, and then, like I said, I got this little case. Got this as a gift, and this is for my little pochette box when I'm painting in the truck. These got the short handle brushes, and it came with these brushes, and they're really, really nice. So I'm going to wear these out first, and then when I get these wore out, then my rosemary ones up above will go inside this package here. So, and then I got palette paper there. Sometimes I use that. I do have a big palette, which right now I don't have it up here to show you. It's one that's kind of like a rubber made thing, and that goes in your freezer. And you can keep your paint in there until you get back to it, and it will keep the paint from drying out. It'll freeze, and then you just thaw it out and you continue painting a week later or whatever. And then underneath here I have some oil painting paper. It's not really like a hard thing or anything. It's just more for practicing on and stuff. It's got the texture of a canvas. So that's what that is. That's more for just practicing, or just little ones that you want to try out and see how they work out, until then maybe later if you can do them and put them on a regular canvas. So then we'll go down to the next layer. Down below is see here if I can. I'm gonna have to move the tripod here just a moment. Okay, on this shelf is my watercolor stuff. This is my watercolor paper. This palette I bought, I'm gonna actually use it in a, it's kind of one of those Tupperware ones, but it's a real small one. My other one's really big. I'm gonna use this, I'm building another little pochade box, and hopefully I'm gonna use that in my, in making that. That's another one of my projects in the making. So, and here's my watercolor set. You got here where you can mix. Take this out and you can put it on either side. Some mixing spot, and then you got your colors here. Got sponge here to wipe on, and pretty nice. I haven't used that a whole lot. Like I say, most of my painting is done with oil painting, but I do like to play around with other stuff once in a while. It's nice. You get bored doing one type of thing, so it's nice to switch off. And with my watercolors, I like to use these watercolor brushes. They're really, really nice. You fill them up with water, and I don't know if you've ever used them before, but I love them. They're pretty nice. I think if you've never used them, give them a try. These are some other things I just bought. I guess you'd call them for the Mandel painting, I believe it's called. I haven't used these yet. These can make like perfect round dots, different sizes, whatever you want. I'm thinking I could even use them with my oil painting. I'm not sure. I'm gonna give them a try. And then I got another set here that's real tiny, the smaller ones with they got little metal balls on the end, so you can make perfectly round dots consistently. So I'm gonna give that a try. It's another thing to be trying out this summer. On the bottom shelf, I just got some books and stuff. Most of them, some of them are on artists, some of them are on oil painting techniques and stuff. And I got some magazines over here and stuff. But most of that is just books on art. So let's move around the room here. I used to have an air conditioner up here, and my one downstairs went bad last year, or 2 years ago, I think it was. So this year I'm going to buy a new air conditioner, and it's going to go in that window right there. Right over here in the corner, I got sitting there, it's not being used right now, is a little space heater that I use in the winter time. It works real well for this small area, so it works great. Let me move the camera here quick again. This is another project I got going, and I need to get working on it. I've had it for probably a year or two. My brother gave this to me. It broke, and he got a new one, so he said if I wanted to fix it, I could. His little hat broke on the top. You can see I got it plastered. I just have to get my little die grinder out and shape it up a little bit, and then repaint the hat. And then I can put that out on my step. So that's another project I got going on. Here's a couple of painting boxes I have. This is the little tiny one that I use in my truck once in a while and can use to go outside painting. Real small. It's got a little thing that folds out and keep your brushes in here. You can I usually put like palette paper on here and mix my colors right on here. This pulls out and got storage for brushes underneath and stuff. and it's pretty cool. It's a nice little handy thing to take with you. And this one I use a lot on my bench over here to hold my paintings. Folds up and it's got some storage underneath, but I use it mostly just for an easel. This is a little bag that this box can go in. Use that when I'm going in the truck, taking it in the truck, or going to a park or something to paint. Got a couple scales here that I use for postal. I used to do a lot of mailing with eBay and stuff, and so I've got postal scales, a couple of them. One's for letters and one's for bigger boxes and stuff. The cabinet is just typewriter or printer paper for the stuff, and just office supplies, staples and staplers and stuff like that, scissors, stuff like that. That's all that's in there. Go over to the next shelf over here, which has got some more art supplies on it. Okay, on the top shelf is I got fountain pens here. It's another new thing I just started, and this is fountain pen paper. Some of you might have seen a review on that. They, just for an update, if you didn't catch it, they did send me a new one. The original one was bad. The replacement paper they sent me is excellent, no problem. So got that taken care of. This is the ink for the fountain pens. This is a fixative that I use for charcoal drawings. That's another new thing I've just recently started. This is a makeup sponge for use on the charcoal drawings. That's supposed to work pretty good. I got some charcoal powder, and I'll show you. This is a set that I bought for charcoal drawing. Actually, it's for when I'm feeling kind of sexy. No, they're makeup brushes. Just joking there. I never feel sexy. But anyways, I use them on my charcoal drawings. It worked really, really well. And it's very nice, so that works out great for that. Got some white charcoal pencils here. Just started using them. Comes with their own special sharpener. And got the paper over here for charcoal drawing. Do that, and go down to the next shelf here. I use this also, this little book for doodling in with my fountain pens. Let me go down to the next shelf here just a minute. Okay, this is an electric eraser. It's just got electric erasers on the end that spins, so you can like make spots lighter in charcoal drawings and also in graphite drawings and stuff. I just recently got this for Christmas from my brother, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to try that out yet. I also got some pencils for Christmas. They're mechanical pencils. It's good. They got the big lead on them. I haven't never used them before, so that's going to be interesting. I can't wait to start playing with them. And that's another thing I was going to mention for new people getting involved with art. Well, there goes my Harley Davidson clock. We have to wait a second. It only lasts a little bit, and there it goes. And so that's I was going to mention about holidays like birthdays and Christmas and stuff like that. If you exchange presents and stuff, that's a good way to get art supplies built up. Art supplies can be expensive, so put them on your birthday list and Christmas list. That's what I do, and that helps me out and get my supplies built up. Here's a set with graphite and charcoal pencils that I have. A very nice set. And got the blenders in there and everything. And I just recently bought a new sharpener for my colored pencils and stuff, and I use them on here, and that works very well. It only don't let you over sharpen. It's pretty nice. I'll probably do a review on that someday. Then in here I got my gel pens, three of them, white gel pens. Then I got a set of these Pigma Microns. They come in all different thicknesses, and they're really, really nice for fine detail drawing. I don't know if you can see the point on here. Let me see if I can get that to focus. There we go. You can see how nice those points are. They're markers. This is a, let's see, 0.05. Then there's like this is a 0.005. See if I can show you. This would be really fine. See how tiny and pointy and fine those are? You gotta really be careful. You don't want to press too hard on these, from my understanding. But so far, I'm very, very happy with these markers. I also have a set of alcohol markers over here. I haven't used them a whole lot. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I can't really complain too much yet because I haven't used them a whole lot yet. But it's a pretty nice set. Got lots of different colors. It gives you this little paper here to put in between your sheets, so if you have any bleed through, it won't go on to the next paper. So that's pretty nice. And this is a special booklet for drawing markers. And go down to the next shelf here. Let me move the tripod here again just a moment. This was a free pencil I got in the mail. I went on Derwent website, and you put your name and address on there. They send you a free pencil. It's a light fast. It's supposed to be one that will not fade over time, a long, long time. I think they just grab a random color. You don't get to pick any color or anything. It's just whatever you get. So I haven't tried that out yet. I'll have to tell you, I thought they forgot about me. It did take a long, long time, but they finally come through. So that was cool. I'll have to give that a try and add that with my colored pencils. This is my colored pencil set here. It's a Faber-Castell. I'm really happy with that. I like that. Had good luck with them so far. This is my oil pastels. I guess they're called Gallery. I like them. I need a lot of practice with them yet. I'm not very good at pastels. And then on the right there is my blending things to blend the pastels. So anyways, that's just some stuff I have to play when I get bored with oil painting. But it's not something that I normally do on a regular basis. So I'll go down to the next shelf here and see what we got. So I got a rotary cutter here, and then underneath here I got a cutting pad. I never had that till just recently. I'm very happy with the cutting pad. It works very well. So it's what they call a self-healing. So you kind of cut, and it the cuts kind of disappear in it, so you don't really see them. So I'm happy with that. This is an X-Acto set I got. This is I guess they call it a math geometry set. Kind of if you're doing some drawing and you needed some specific angles and stuff, it's a very nice set to use. So one more thing I got on the side here. Let me turn the camera here. This is a French easel that I use for painting outside. And behind it, that red tube thing right there is an umbrella that I can put for if I'm out in the sun painting, so I don't get a suntan, and it blocks the sun from my pictures so I don't paint wrong. Otherwise, if you got the sun shining on your paper, you can judge your colors wrong. So anyways, that's pretty much it. Let me get this camera turned around here, and I'll be right back with you. Well, thank you everyone for watching and taking a little quick tour of my little studio. Just wanted to show you, you don't need a whole lot of room. If you stick to only one medium, you don't, one type of mediums, whatever you want to use, oil paint, or just want to do graphite drawing or colored pencil drawing, or what, you could get by with a smaller area than this. You don't need a whole lot. I just get bored doing one thing, so once in a while I like to switch off, but my main thing is oil painting. So I hope you enjoyed the little tour, and hope it gives you incentive to get out there and maybe fix up a room in your house and get painting. I've been working on this for years. I still got a lot of work to do. I got to replace the door on there. The door actually is, when I moved here, it was on it's on upside down. I have no idea why it's on upside down. It's also broke and needs to be fixed, but that's one of the last things on my list because nobody comes up here and sees it. This is upstairs, and this is kind of just my own little room up here. So anyways, I did the tiling in the floor, and it took me weeks to get, they used to have wallpaper on here. It took me weeks to get all that wallpaper off of here. The walls are pretty rough, but it gives it kind of character. It's an old house. I don't know exactly how old it is. The house was made probably in the late 1800s, I'm guessing. The beams in the basement have axe marks on them. The foundation is rock foundation, so you know it's pretty old. But anyways, hopefully you get out there and have some fun with your art and get painting, or do whatever you do, magic marker drawing, anything. Just get out there and have some fun with your art. So thanks for watching this, and we'll catch you on the next Wisconsin Greg Show. Bye now.